get into child's pose. So have your big toes to touch. Open up your legs wide. Walk your hands down your mat and place your forehead on the mat. Press your hands so firmly onto your mat that your elbows come off. And press into your hands to send your hips closer to your heels. And just breathe. Take a deep breath in for 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. One more. Set an intention for your practice. Mine's going to be gratitude. I'm very grateful for all of you joining in, grateful for my family, grateful for my practice. Let's just have fun with this. So inhale, exhale. Press your hands into the mat and come into tabletop. Inhale, round your back and send your spine towards the ceiling. Exhale, release and look up. Inhale, round your back and press your hands down to the mat to send your spine even farther up there. Exhale, release. One more, inhale. Exhale. Now send your right hand towards the front room and your left heel towards the back. Pull your core muscles in. Bring your elbow to your knee. Send it back. Elbow to your knee. Send it back. 2 more. Elbow to your knee. Send it back. 1 more. Elbow to your knee. Send it back. And if you want to try something different, bend your back leg and then reach for it. And send your heel towards the ceiling. So grab it on the outside of your foot, or the outside of your foot by your pinky toe. And then send your heel up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch. For 3, 2, 1. Release. Send your right hand towards the front and your left heel towards the back. And then switch sides. Left hand towards the front, right heel towards the back. And breathe. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Now bring your elbow to your knee. Send it back. Elbow to your knee. Send it back. Elbow to your knee. Breathe in. Exhale. Send it back. 1 more. Elbow to your knee. Exhale. Send it back. Now try something different here. Bend your right leg and grab your left leg. And then reach up. 2 more breaths. And smile. Have fun with it. Send it back. Release. Now tuck your toes and pull your knees off the mat about 2 inches. Use your core muscle to hold you up. And stay here for 3, 2, 1. Send your hips up high for downward facing dog. Your first one of the day. So send your drishti, that's your gaze, in between your feet towards the back of your mat. If you need to, pedal out your feet. You can come high on your toes. You can send your heels towards the mat. This is the waking part of the series. So let's wake them bodies up. It's 8:30. You had a good night's sleep. Now press your hands so much into the mat to send your chest closer to your thighs. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to. And just breathe. 1 more. Come toes and send your heels to the right side. Back to center, to the left. Back to center, come high on your toes, send your heels towards the mat. And then come high on your toes and slowly walk your feet to your hands. Open your feet about hip width apart. Grab opposite elbows. You can sway a little here, so open your feet about 2 fists away from each other. So you want 2 palm lengths. And then grab opposite elbows and just sway. Just let it go. If you need to, bend your knees a little bit. Hi, Elena. Hi, Monica. Now, if you want, clasp your hands behind your back and open up. So send your hands, so you're going to clasp your hands behind, and then send your hands up towards the ceiling. And then you can bend over to the left, and then to the right, and then towards the front. Just open them up. A lot of people are saying that their shoulders are bothering them. So let's just open them up. One more breath. Now send your hands to the mat and slowly toe heel your feet together. Halfway lift, flatten your back and look out. Forward fold. Extend it out and send your arms up towards the ceiling. And then this is one of my favorites. Clasp your hands together and then twist over to the right. And then back to center. And then to the left. Back to center. Give yourself a little back bend. And then cross your right heel over the left and fold. Bend your knees a little bit. And let your heads hang. Two more breaths. Come all the way up, now switch sides, and then fold. One more. Oh, go for one more breath. Come all the way up, unravel your feet, forward fold, halfway lift. High plank, stay. Ground down everything into the mat. So press all 10 fingers into the mat. And then your toes. And then lean back a little bit so you look like you're standing up. And just breathe. One more. Low plank. So bring your, send your elbows right against your sides and stay here. For 3, 2, 1. Upward facing dog. Send your drishti up towards the ceiling. If you want to, roll your neck to the left. And then back to center. Tuck your toes and send your hips up high for downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. One more. Come high on your toes. Bend your knees. Jump or step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Send your arms up high. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. One breath in. And exhale. Come high on your toes. Bend your knees and jump. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Send them arms up high. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Inhale. Exhale. High on your toes. Bend your knees and jump. Halfway lift. earlier this week. Send your hands to the mat and sit low. Have your big toes to touch, and then come up into chair. Sit a little bit lower because I know you all can. And just breathe. Send your arms towards me, send your shoulders towards the ceiling or towards your ears. Roll your shoulders back and send your arms up. Another good tip is come into bowl pose. And just breathe. One more breath. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, one more time. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right side, warrior one. Step your right foot in between your hands and your back foot about a 45-degree angle. Come up and sit up. Look straight ahead. If you need to, send your hands on your hips. Square out your hips and lean farther in. And send your arms up. And just breathe. 2 more. Now clasp your hands behind your back. Send your hands towards the mat and then fold forward to humble your warrior. Pull your shoulder blades into your spine and just breathe. 1 more. Come back into warrior one. Send your hands to prayer and lean back. 1 more. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side, warrior one. Ground down into both feet. Press the back blade edge of your foot down to the mat and sit farther in that front leg. Send that knee out towards your pinky toe and sit a little lower. And just breathe. You can lift all 10 toes and then spread them and then slowly send each toe down to the mat. Now send your hands behind your back. Clasp your hands, send them towards the mat, and then fold to humble your warrior on this side. And just breathe. If you have really tight shoulders, grab a bell or anything that you have, a towel, and you can use that too. 2 more breaths. Come back up to warrior one. This time clasp your hands up high and lean back. One more breath. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Take 2 breaths here. Come high on your toes. Bend your knees and jump or step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold, chair pose. And sit low. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right side, warrior one. Square out your hips and your arms up high. Once you have your foundation, open up to warrior two. Your arms are going to be in a T, and your legs, send your knee up towards your pinky toe, and sit low. Press that back blade edge of your foot down. Flip your front palm, come into reverse. And send your left hand down your leg. send your right elbow down to your right knee and your left hand up for extended side angle. If you want, keep your hand up here or send your left hand around your back or underneath. If you want to try, go for a bird of paradise where you're going to bring your left leg in and then ground down and then bring your right leg up. And then come back down. One more breath in. Now send your right hand to the mat and your left hand up. Inhale, send your left hand towards the ceiling. Exhale, open up your heart. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side, warrior one. Square out your hips here. Send your arms up high. Sweating. Hope you're all sweating too. Open up to warrior two. Send your knee out towards your pinky toe. Pull your shoulder blades to your ears and then roll them back. Just let them go. Flip your front palm and send your left arm up towards the ceiling and your right arm down your leg. And send your drishti up towards the ceiling. And send your heart towards the ceiling and just breathe. One more. Now send your left elbow down to your left knee and your right arm up towards the ceiling. And just breathe. Another opportunity, send that top hand around your back or send your left arm underneath and then send your right arm to touch for a full bind. Or go for a bird. Come back down. Now send your left hand down and your right hand up. Inhale, send your hand towards the ceiling. Exhale, open up your heart. One more. Inhale. Exhale. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Take 2 breaths. Lift your right leg. Send your right heel towards the back room. Pull your shoulder blades into your spine. And then bring your knee to your nose. Send it back. Knee to right elbow. Send it back. Knee to left elbow. Send it back. Knee to nose and stay here for 3, 2, 1. Send it back. Now bend your knee and open up your hip. So you're going to bend your knee and you're going to send your knee to one side of the room and your heel to the other. You can roll out your ankle, you can roll out your knee, or you can flip dog. Or you're going to ground down your feet to the mat and send your hips up high. Another opportunity to do it. Goalpost arm, you can feel that opening in your shoulder. 2 more breaths. And send your arms straight. 1 more. Kick back to 3-legged dog. And then come into high plank. Ground down into your right arm and come into side plank. Lift your hips up higher. And then lift your top leg. And stay here for 3, 2, 1. High plank. Send your hips up high for downward facing dog. Lift your left leg. Send your left leg towards the back room. Bring your knee to your nose. Send it back. Knee to left elbow. Send it back. Knee to right elbow. Send it back. Knee to nose. And stay here for 3, 2, 1. Send it back. Now bend your knee and open up your hip. Send your knee to the one side of the room and your heel to the other. Roll out your ankle, roll out your knee, and then flip dog if you want. So you're going to ground down your feet to the ground, and then send your hips up high. And just breathe. You can goal post this arm. Send it back. 2 more breaths. 1 more. High plank. Now ground down into your left hands and come into side plank. You can also drop your bottom leg to do gate pose. And send your toes toward your face. Then lift your top leg. And stay here for 3, 2, 1. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Lift your right leg. Bring your right foot in between your hands. Come into crescent lunge. So you can come down to your knee, or you can stay up. If you come down to your knee, that's great. Send your hands to prayer center. Lean towards the front, and then twist towards the right. Use your left elbow and left tricep to open up. 1 more breath. Now stay low and open up to warrior 2. Straighten your front leg, lean towards the front, and send your right hand on the outside of your ankle and your left hand up for triangle. Send your drishti up towards the ceiling and give it a little flow in your knees. So bend your knees a little bit. Don't lock them out. Send your left hand around your back and send your drishti up. One more. Send your arm back up. Come back into warrior 2. Flip your front palm, come into reverse. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Lift your left leg. And bring your left leg in between your hand for crescent lunge. So you can drop your knee or keep your knee up. If your knee's off the mat, make sure your heel's over your toes. So you're not like this. You want to be like this. Hands to prayer. Lean towards the front to lengthen, and then twist. Send your drishti up towards the ceiling. Just breathe. You can open up here, try something different. Two more. One more. Now stay low and open up to warrior 2. Ground down. Then straighten your front leg. Lean towards the front room. And then send your left hand on the outside of your left ankle and your right arm up. You can send your right arm behind your back. And just breathe. And pull the pit of your bellies in. So you're kind of bringing your hips in. Your booty's in. You don't want to be out like this because you're going to hurt your legs. You want to bring it in. Hug it all in the center line. One more. Now send your arm up. Come back into warrior 2. Flip your front palm, come into reverse. And then send your hands to the mat and come into high plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Take 2 clearing breaths. So take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and let it out. One more. Inhale. Exhale. High on your toes. Bend your knees and jump. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. hip forward and your right hip back. So you want to make sure you're even. So your hip, you're going to probably see your hip, your left hip going backwards. Try to pull it forward to square out your hips. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Back to center, sit a little lower. Then hands to prayer center, and then twist to the left. Remember, make sure that your right hip isn't going back, isn't going forward, I mean. So you're gonna send that hip back and your left hip forward to square out your hips. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Come back to center, sit a little bit lower. Pull the pit of your bellies up, sit lower, and stay here for 3, 2, 1, forward fold. Open your feet about hip-width apart. Grab your peace fingers if you don't have socks on, and send your peace fingers around your big toe. Press down in your big toe, but lift up on your fingers. Give yourself a little bend in your knees to send your hips up higher. You can sway a little bit here. And then send your hands underneath your feet for gorilla pose. Bend your knees, because this is a great back releaser. One more breath. 1 more. Send your hands to the mat and slowly toe heel your feet together. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain, send your arms up high. Bring your hands next to your side and lift your right leg. Now open up. Send your drishti toward your left side. Two more breaths. Come back to center. Kick out your right leg and pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then send it back for airplane. So ground down if you can see I'm a little wobbly. So ground down into your left leg. And then send your right leg up. Send your pinky toe down towards the mat. And send your hands to prayer center. Send your left hand to the mat and your right hand up. If you have a block, use it. Send your toes toward your face. Two more breaths. One more. The goal is to lift that bottom hand off the mat. Whew. And then you can follow me. Now send both hands to the mat and kick that leg up. And stay here for 3, 2, 1. Bring that right leg in between your hands for runner lunge. So press your hips into the mat. Send your left hand towards the mat and then twist. If you want, you can bend your leg and grab the outside. Release. Come into lizard pose. So you're going to have your foot up. You're going to come down to your forearms. Or you can stay onto your hands. Just bring it down. Two more. One more. Now kick back. Come into half split or full split if you have it in your practice. If you don't have a full split, keep your leg up, your toe towards the ceiling, and you can send your left hand to be on your toes to get more of a stretch in your legs. Or if you want, you can point your toes. Whatever feels best for you. I like to keep my toes up and reach because I get a stretch in my back too, but it's completely up to you. Back to runner. Stay here for 2 breaths. Send your hands to the mat. Use your core muscle, bring that left foot to meet your right. Halfway lift, forward fold, extended mountain. Ground your hands down towards your side and then lift your left leg. Send your hands on your outside of your knee and then open up. Two more. Back to center. Kick that leg out and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now send that foot back for airplane. Send that pinky toe down towards the mat. And up dog your chest a little bit. So bring your hands down to your side. And then up dog your chest. Send your hands to prayer center. And then send your right hand down towards the mat and your left hand up. If you have a block, bring it, you can put it underneath your nose. And it'll help you. Send your toes towards your face. And if you want, send your drishti up towards the ceiling. Try to lift that hand off the mat. And stay here for 3, 2, 1, forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Come into high plank. Your choice. You can do 5 push-ups or slowly go down to your bellies. Or you know what? Stay on where you are. So 5 push-ups or stay in high plank. Ready? Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Now come all the way down to your belly. Just let it go. Send your hands in a T. Bring your left hand next to your chest. And then bring your left leg over. And then send your hand. You can keep your hand where it is, or send your left arm over to grab your right, to open up your chest. With all them burpees yesterday, just let it go. We've been doing a lot of burpees at home lately. 2 more. Come back to center. Now this time, send your right hand next to your chest and your left hand straight. Bring your right leg over. Grab the outside. You can grab your other arm. Open up your chest. Two more. Back to center. Now, send your hands next to your chest. Press your hips into the mat and come up into locust pose. Press them hips so much into the mat that your body comes off. For 3, 2, 1, come down. Clasp your hands behind your back and send your hands towards the back room. Then come up and stay here for 3, 2, 1, release. Now bend your knees and send your knees closer to them and then kick up for floor bow. And stay here for 3, 2, 1, release. Windshield wiper your feet. And then press back into child's pose. One more breath. Now come up. Now we're going to do 2 camels. So you're going to send your hands on your back. You're going to press your hips towards the front room and lean back. So you can stay here, or if you want, grab your ankles and look up. Pretend that you have like an orange or something in your neck, so you can kind of give yourself like a double chin. I know it's not the prettiest sight, but if you give yourself a double chin, it means your neck's going to stay right where it's supposed to. And stay here for 3, 2, 1, release. Another thing, if you have a block, put the block in between your thighs. And then press so much into the block that if you're leaning forward, like you're gonna push that block towards the front room. And then fold back. Keep your hands on your lower back or go for your ankles. And stay here for 3, 2, 1, release. Now, however you get there, come onto your back and let's set for bridges and wheels. We're gonna do 1 bridge and then 3 wheels. Your choice on what you wanna do. So we're gonna ground down into our feet. We're gonna lift our hips up high. You can send your hands next to your side or clasp them underneath. And stay here for 3, 2, 1, release. Inhale, exhale. Do what you want to do. If you want to go right up and wheel, go for it. This practice is for you. Ready? Go up. And stay here for 5, 4. Now send your chest closer to the back room. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Inhale. Exhale. Go back up. Now lift your right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. 1 more. Inhale. You know what? We're going to do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Go up. Now lift your left leg. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. We're not done. 1 more. What made you come here and practice with me today? We got this. We're going to go up. Let's go. For 10, 9. If you want, do push-ups. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Awesome work. Have the soles of your feet to touch and open up your legs. Set one hand on your heart, the other one on your belly. Feel that tapas, that heat that you just generated. And just breathe. I know my heart's racing. And I'm a sweaty mess over here. I hope you all are too. Now grab the outside of your ankles. And come into happy baby. Let's give ourselves a little back massage. Now if you want, you can do ecstatic baby where you grab your big toe and then you open up. And then we get to do my favorite. Have the soles of your feet to touch and send your heels up. Send your hands behind your back and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your right for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send both up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send your right hand on the outside of your left ankle. And then we're going to go for right, left, right, left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees and go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send your feet to the ground. So feet to the ground, then bring your neck up. So feet to the ground, then shoulders. Feet down, up, down, up, down, up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug them in. Now send your heels up. Bring your hands next to your side. Lower your right heel. Then your left. Right, left, right, left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug them in. Now send both feet to the ground. And then you're going to send your left hand on the outside of your left ankle. We're going to go for 1, then right, then left, then right. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your knees over to your right side and pull your hands behind your head. And we're going to pose up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep your body off the mat, your shoulders off the mat. Bring your leg up and then lower. 10, 9, 8, 7. Bring your high, low, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Now bend your knees towards the right side. And let's pose up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now lift your leg up and then down. Leg up, down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Hug your knees in. Let's go for a quick bicycle ride. Left leg out, right leg bent for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Last 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug them in. Now rock and roll and come into high boat and stay here for 3, 2, 1. Low for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. High boat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock and roll and come into upper facing dog. Oh, stretch out that core. And then tuck your toes and send your hips up high. Right side half pigeon. Send that right foot in between your hands. And send your one heel towards this side and your knee towards the other. And come down. And just breathe. Got a few more minutes. Just take this time for you. You all deserve it. Two more breaths. One more. Come up and switch sides. And come down. One more. Give me 3 more breaths on this side. I feel like this one was a little shorter. 2 more. Now come all the way up and send your legs out towards the front. Send your hands towards the ceiling and then fold. And then bend your right leg over your left. Use your left elbow to open up and then send your drishti over your right shoulder. And switch sides. And then send your feet towards the ceiling one more time. Hands up and then fold. And then roll back onto your backs. Grab a belt or a towel, whatever you have close to you. Send your right heel towards the ceiling. Walk your hand up the belt and then open up. And then send your left hand out. Send your drishti over to your left and just open up. And just melt to the ground and just let it go. Back to center. Cross over. Back to center. Walk your hands up and stay here for 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Walk your hands up and then open up. Send your drishti to the right and just let your leg melt into the ground. Switch sides. Back to center. Walk your hand up your belt and stay here for 3, 2, 1. Release. Hug your knees into your chest and roll your knees to the right side and send your drishti to the left. Back to center, and then send your knees to the left and your drishti to the right. And then hug your knees into your chest and give yourself one big hug. Inhale. Exhale, release. Final rest, Savasana. Let your body just melt into the mat and just let it all go. Take this time for you. You can stay in Savasana longer if you like, or if you want, just start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring some movement back to your body. And then send your hands over your head for a good morning stretch. Hug your knees into your chest, and then roll over to the right side for fetal position. Give yourself some gratitude for coming out and practicing. And then roll up into a seated position and face the front. Send your hands to your prayer center, and then send your hands to your third eye. Thank you all for coming out and practicing with me today. I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday and a great week. Together we say namaste.